Welcome again to another PC build. People enjoyed the last one, and people suggested that I should make one where I do a tutorial. And Mitch is behind the camera, and we will be showing you a little bit on how to actually make one this time, and why we chose these parts, and why you should build your own. Hope you enjoy and learn a little something. First thing you're gonna want to do, since we already took the motherboard out, give me this, thank you. We're just gonna place it right on top of this box. It usually just gives you a little station to just work on and someplace to just not have everything everywhere. And just gonna place it right on top, and we're just gonna take out the CPU and start off with that. Okay, first thing you're gonna want to do, take out your CPU out of your little plastic thingy. Then take this little rod, take it out, and what you're going to want to do is, you probably can't see it on camera, but there's a little triangle on the corner of the CPU, and you're going to want to match it with the triangle that is on the actual motherboard socket itself, and which is, on this case, here. And you're going to want to be careful and just line up all the little rods, and then it should just slide right in. And then once you're done, you're gonna want to just put the rod back, and that just secures it in place. And then now we're just gonna move on to the RAM. We'll show you how to do the RAM. Just to mention real quick, we went with the 3600X Ryzen AMD processor, and we went with 2 sticks of 16, and we went with G-Skill. Now, what you want to do with actually putting in the RAM itself, there are 2 little stars on where it says it should be first. So B2 and A2. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take these clips and you're just going to want to pull them back. Some motherboards have it on both sides. This one does not. And you're going to want to take the RAM and then just clip it in until it clips by itself. And it should clip just like that. And then on the other side, same thing. Just got to hear a little click with just a little bit of force. That's about it. That's how you put in the RAM, and that's how you put in the CPU. Okay, next up, we are actually going to do the M.2 real quick. So if you look down here, it did not have these little standoffs. We actually just put them in for if he wants to upgrade it later for this one. But you have to put a little standoff on just this motherboard itself for this M.2 crucial 1 terabyte SSD. And I'm putting it the wrong way, but we're gonna flip it around, and we're just gonna slide it right in. You should just click right in, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to screw this in, and then after that you're gonna put this plate. You're gonna take off the thermal paste first off. You're gonna place that back right there. Sometimes it'll have a plate, sometimes it won't have a plate. But we're just going to screw this in real quick, and then we'll show you when we take off the thermal paste and just put it right back on. Okay, now we're just going to take off this thermal paste, just like so. And you're just going to reveal this crusty substance. It's sticky. Then what you're going to do is line the screws up to the top of this, and then just screw it in. Next up, you're going to take your thermal compound. We got this compound, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna squirt a little bit in the middle, like a nice generous dot, enough that it's gonna fill the whole thing. There you go. Then you're just gonna take it out. Then next up, we're gonna use this Wraith Prism. Now with the Wraith Prism, what you want to do is you're gonna want to have the logo on the top right. Now, if you come over here, you're gonna wanna match up this end, and then just slowly put it down. And then on this end, you're gonna hook it onto this other hook on the motherboard. And then to lock it in, there's gonna be a lot of pressure, but what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna just turn this key and then just lock it in. And then it's locked. Nice and secure. Onto the GPU, we went with the 2060 Super from MSI. Okay, So with this guy, he's gonna be very simple. I'm gonna take him out of his shock resistant plastic. Now, keep the plastic for later. If, I don't know, if something goes bad, you want to ship it back or something, then you can just ship it back in this guy.
Oh, that sticker.
Play hard. Stay silent.
I try my best.
We're just going to rip this off. Rip all the stickers off, make sure that they're all okay.
Protective
You're
tab.
going to take the protective tab off. First, you're going to take this little tab and you're just going to press it down. And then make sure it's on like a little bit of an edge, I would say. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna match it up to where the slot is, and make sure you're in a little bit of an edge because you need a little bit of space for this guy over here. And then just put a little bit of pressure on, and it should click right in. And then that's how you put a graphics card in. All right, so for post testing, what you're gonna want to do is take your power supply. We went with an EVGA 550B5. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your motherboard cable, which is really the fat, big cable, and it's going to go on this side of the motherboard. Try to match up the clips to where it's supposed to meet. When it comes to your GPU, take a VGA cable. It's really just going to say VGA on the cable, like so. And you're going to match it up with the clip. And then for the CPU, it was also going to say a CPU on the end of it. You're gonna match it up over here on this corner. So to just reiterate, motherboard, CPU, GPU. Now for actually starting it up, Mitch is going
Where's
to...
this light coming from?
Underneath.
That's cool.
So sometimes the motherboard has like a power button like on the actual motherboard itself to like test it and stuff. But for us, we're gonna just take like two little pins on this little corner here. And start her up.
And short it out. We short those two pins, it turns on.
And so it turns on, all the lights are nice and pretty, and it should appear on that screen.
We got one stick of RAM, another stick of RAM, our fans, and the GPU is obviously working, so thanks to it, and the CPU is obviously working because we were able to get to the fans.
And then there's our M.2. Anyway, but yeah, that's how you post test. And hopefully you can do the same thing too. It's always good to do this just to make sure that nothing's broken and you don't gotta send anything back or dismantle anything when you just put it all in the case. Now we're actually putting everything in the case. For extra storage, we went with the Seagate Barracuda 2TB hard drive. You can really just store all your games on here, whatever else you need. Now, I'm just going to explain real quick how to actually install one of these hard drives into a PC case and move on from there. Hey pal, what's good, man? Now, for this particular case, we had to actually turn it around, put it upside down. This is an NZXT H510. This is without the clear coating on the front, but it's still looking nice as like a minimalist look. But for this particular hard drive setup, you're gonna have to unscrew these ones that are stopping the hard drive bay. And then we're just gonna pull this out and then we'll just screw it in, and I'll show you that in a second. What you're gonna do is you can actually put it in whatever one you want, the top one, the bottom one. This one has 3 slots. We're just gonna put it in the middle one because we can. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna match up the screws into what the screws the case came with. In this case, it came with the little box that was inside the actual hard drive bay. And these are the screws that we're gonna use to put one there, and one there. And then on the other side is the same thing, just to secure it in place, and then we'll screw it back there. Okay, real quick, to put in the actual motherboard into the case, I've already put it in. What you're gonna wanna do is there's gonna be like standoffs on the actual case itself, and you'll see holes on the actual motherboard itself. There will be 1 there in the middle, and then 3 on top of there, 3 on top of the right side, 3 on the bottom, and then there's 3 in the middle there, but that one middle. Try to match it with all the standoffs you can. And what you want to do is for the GPU is remove maybe the 2nd and 3rd one for you. Most of the time it's the 2nd and 3rd one for the GPU to have that space to go inside. You just want to screw it, just leave it off, make sure screws. And then once you slide it in, you're gonna do is screw it in. We actually had to take off this little cage here to actually fit the GPU inside of it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our power that I have on the floor, that I don't know why I put on the floor, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put it in that little socket right there. Now there's gonna be screws on here, and the other corners too. You want to screw it in here, there, and there. For plugging stuff in, we recommend that you go to your manual, and then there will be a guide as to where all the plugs are and where you need to plug other stuff in, like CPU, fans, and it'll show you where everything goes, where everything should go. It makes everything nice and simple for you. Try to match everything up to where it's supposed to be. Try not to bend any of the pins, because
oops,
yeah, you do not want to bend any of the pins. Just be very careful, and also be very careful of your fingers. We will come back to you once we get to cable management, and we will teach you a little bit on cable management. This is what a basic cable management looks like. Everything is straight. There's horizontal lines. Nothing is really diagonal. This does not count. And then everything in the front, which he will show you, should look nice, tight, and neat. We will show you after this all closes and what you should see in the beginning. But first, turn on. Let's hope that everything works out smoothly. Now, these will not turn on because we need to get an adapter. But when you see the cinematic end, those will be on and they'll be nice and glowy. But for now, we're gonna see if this works. And yeah. What do you mean? Oh, it's a little switchy. Now it's glowing. The motherboard's glowing. Now we'll just take a nice little switch. That's good.
That's promising.
That's good. I like this. I like this.
Yep, we got all greens.
That's gorgeous.
It's a green light. That means a good thing.
And we got it.
We got it.
We got it.
Let's see. We got the NVMe and we got the 2 terabyte. We got the RAM. We got the CPU. We got all the fans detected. All right.
If any of you were wondering about a little benchmark, here is userbenchmark.com. We actually got UFO rating on all ratings. Gaming, desktop, and workstation. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, ask us. Feel free to comment anything you want in the comments. If you like this, if you didn't like this, if you disliked it, if you I don't know, if you think we're stupid. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, subscribe today if you like more of this content and more of what I do on this channel. Love you all. Goodbye, peoples.
Goodbye.
Ciao. Ciao, peoples. Ciao. Oh,